you can see why the horse is reared up just prior to the start being affected, and this has sent a jeter off a little bit. Now Claim the Crown is back down. Looks like they're just holding the tail behind. Here we go. Off. Racing here on the first of the day. Cash Me from the wide draws come out humming. Harlow Mist handled the start well, and Sunset Park's there as well. Irish Bliss in the thick of the action, followed by Jeter, then Magic Pharaoh. Further back to Weeby Jammin from Atono. A length into Dr. Evil, 2 further back to Magic On, Highborn Harry, and Claim the Crown from the wide draw had been taken back to last. They sort out the Rorder, and Cash Me after the sharp start shows the way. Irish Bliss racing keenly in second position, very keenly. They're followed then by, in the back of the speed, Sunset Park, who is happy to take a sit with a genuine pace on today. 2 lengths to Ajita, Harlow Mist in a handy 5th, 2.5 then to Magic Pharaoh, followed by Weeby Jammin in the running line. A gap then to Atono, Dr. Evil, they're racing together. A similar situation with Highborn Harry and Magic On, and a gap last of all is Claim the Crown. So about 14 lengths covers the field. Down the side of the course, and Cash Me looking to make all. It's a half in front. Second position is Irish Bliss. The outsider was pretty keen in the mid part of the race. Sunset Park with a good trail, followed by Jeter, 1 out, 1 back. 2 further back to Harlow Miss. Weeby Jammin under pressure. They're followed then by Magic Pharaoh, Dr. Evil, Magic On Atono, Highborn Harry and Claim the Crown. Cash Me turns in front narrowly, but Irish Bliss is really pouring on the pressure. Sunset Park looking for a gap. Jeter quickly moves up. They're followed by Magic Pharaoh running on Irish Bliss, and further back then down the outside is Highborn Harry. Going to the front here, Ajita, but Harlow Mist is on the scene now, a half length away. Ajita the inside of Harlow Mist. Highborn Harry goes to third, but Ajita's holding a good margin, and Ajita by 2 lengths to Harlow Mist. Third good go here. Highborn Harry may have hung on from Magic Pharaoh and Sunset Park. Then Claim the Crown running on from Dr. Evil, Weeby Jammin Atono. Further back to Magic On, and a good gap back to Cash Me, the leader, weakened right out together with Irish Bliss.
Ajita number 9, David Payne and Chad Schofield have won convincingly. Harlow Mist will be second. Photo for third, favouring Highborn Harry, which will give David Payne. Well done, Dave. Pretty dominant today.
Yeah, you know, it's taken a while. He didn't winter well, and if you notice today, his coat was perfect.
Early days, you had a pretty high opinion of this horse as a promising staying 3-year-old, didn't you?
Yeah, but he had issues. You know, he had a joint problem and a few this and that, so we put him away. And let's hope he starts rewarding us now.
He's on the right track now.
Yeah.
Well done, Dave.
Thank you.
In front of the stablemate, eviction notice. Ready to run. One of them wider out, just went up in the air for a moment. Gates are back, they're off and racing, and Eviction Notice vacated his box very speedily and is going to lead easily. From the stablemate, I'm your Huckleberry and Paradoxium showing great acceleration. 2 for the back to Revengeance from Whipcracker. Incognito settles back in the field, clear from Artanius, and I Am Bubba is the last one, 600 out, and Eviction Notice under a double wrap leads by a length to the stablemate, I'm your Huckleberry. They're followed by Paradoxium in a stalking position. 2 for the back to Revengeance, Whipcracker, Incognito moving 3 wide now as they come up the rise. Eviction Notice in front from I Am Huckleberry is stoked up. Clark goes for Eviction Notice. Hieronymus at I Am Your Huckleberry and Incognito quickly moved up on the outside. 3-way go. Incognito going on with it. Got a half in front. I Am Huckleberry's knuckling down. He's trying to come back. I'm Incognito just in front. Incognito a neck on the line to I Am Your Huckleberry. Revengeance charged home into third, followed by Paradoxium, then Whipcracker. Eviction Notice dropped out. Further back to Artanius, and I Am Bub.
Incognito by Stay Inside, the Golden Slipper winner, which was trained in partnership by Michael Freedman with his brother Richard and ridden by Tommy Berry. Well, they've combined for the first Stay Inside here today in the James Harron colours. Incognito, Ronnie, he loomed up like that in the trial. He just didn't go on to win that trial. Look at the improvement today.
Yeah, I think there's more to come. He could be the complete racehorse. They paid money for him, but boy, they'd be happy to pay the money if he was up for sale again after winning that race. I Am Huckleberry was brilliant outside the lead, fighting back like that. I'd be interested to see what time they've run. The class record's 56.45. If we can line that up and get a bit of a guide to not only the track but these horses' ability, but they looked real naturals there, and all honours the winner. Took the set, very stylish.
He was absolutely professional, Ronnie. Like I was saying, this education of these 2-year-olds these days, they generally, they used to be a lot newer, but they're stepping out there, the ultimate professionals. And Tommy on this horse, Incognito, just showed that there today. He sat back off a really nice speed, come out, but he was a super professional getting to the line. He's a nice horse.
So 57.31 the race time, 57.31. Dubious that race record in the breeders 56.45. Eduardo is a track record holder at 55.2. They've run 57.31, the last 600 in 33.98. Short neck by neck, 6'4", 8 and 7. 6'4", 8 and 7. The winner is Incognito by Stay Inside out of I Am Invincible mare Blue Zebra. Well done, Michael. A pretty special moment out there, a son of Stay Inside for you and Tommy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's great to win a race like this, but to win it with a son of a colt that we trained for the Golden Slip is an extra big thrill.
He loomed up in the trial. He didn't go on to win that trial. What was the difference in that last 12 days or so?
I think it was just lack of experience at the trials. He's always really impressed us at home. He's always shown he's got a good turn of foot, which he showed in the trial, but I think he just got upsides those other horses and was having a bit of a look at them. So we worked him with an older horse here on Tuesday morning to give him something to sort of aim up on, and it was vastly different. He sort of sat off the back of him and worked past him and did it well. So I thought if he could replicate that today, we'd be thereabouts anyway.
And Tommy looked like he was going to wait as long as possible to really ask him to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, he's galloped Tuesday where he quickened up really well. He said to me, if we get the right sort of trail behind some speed today, I know he'll quicken up really well, which he did. So I think he still had a little bit of a look inside when he got to that other horse. So hopefully there's a bit of improvement to come, but we'll probably give him a nice little break now and see where we go from there.
So a break and then what, back after Christmas?
Yeah, we'll have a chat to James and the crew. He is a Magic Millions graduate, so I guess that is a possibility. Otherwise, nice break and then start focusing on the autumn.
Great problem to have.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Tommy. How good did that feel, riding Stay Inside and now his progeny?
Oh, it's unreal. He's been a massive fan of his progeny, even going and looking at them when they were wheelings, and they're just so well put together. And this guy's a spitting image of his father. He's got a great attitude, and tell you his work on Tuesday morning, that trial, you know, he just didn't know what to do off the bridle. We sat him off the back of an older horse and made him work past it, and I came in and Michael and I just raised our eyebrows at each other. We didn't even say a word. It was just that nice of work. And even today, he still got there and wanted to have a bit of a look around, but it shows he's got plenty of upside there.
He looked the ultimate professional in his parade. Did he feel like that out there?
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you're coming up the Rice full of horse like that. But I was mindful not to get there too quick for him, but then mindful not to sit too long and have to then rush him as well. So with 2-year-olds, it's a real balancing act, but he's with the right trainer who's going to get the best out of him, and he obviously trained stay inside as well. So it's a massive thrill for me, and to do it for Newgate Farm, being the Stallions owner, and it's a bright future now.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, thanks, Corey.
Fillies are ready for open betting race this. Home Invasion drawn the inside. Ready now, racing. Home Invasion left cleanly off the inside. Better Off Alone, the outside, came out fast, and there's Sheiky burning right through the middle and looking for the lead. Followed then by the Wildling in fourth. Deeper out is Screen Icon on the outside of Yvonne's Joy, then Give Her Strength, Masvingo. Well back in the field is Do Bella, Hand Loon deeper out. Yes, she did. Is last of all. Favourite in front, Sheiky from Better Off Alone, followed by Home Invasion, who took a sit on the inside of the Wildling, and Screen Icon wider out as they straighten up now. Favourite in front coming up the rise, Sheiky under a good grip from Better Off Alone. Home Invasion, Screen Icon further back to the Wildling looking for room. Do Bella, yes she did's coming with a good run down the outside, and Masvingo as well. Sheiky a narrow leader from Screen Icon. Masvingo, and oh yes she did. Sheiky just in front of Screen Icon, who's going to make one last lunge. Oh, close finish. Screen Icon bobbing at Sheiky right on the wire. Masvingo's got up to run third, clearly. Not sure about fourth. We had Home Invasion, Better Off Alone, the Wildling, and oh yes she did. It was very wide out. Further back to Give Her Strength, Yvonne's Joy, Hand Loom, and Do Bella was last in.
Well, some people are confident, but we'll wait and see. Is it Sheiky on the inside, or is it Screen Icon on the outside? Sheiky, Timmy Clark, Screen Icon, Chad Schofield wielding that whip as they get to the line. Sheiky's nose went down. Sheiky's nose went down right on the line, and that's where it counts. Sheiky, number 10, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, Tim Clark have just denied Screened Icon, John Thompson and Chad Schofield. Third home, number 7, Masvingo, Björn Baker and Jason Collett. The winner, Sheiky by Too Darn Hot, Screen Icon by Nakoni, and the third horse, number 7, Masvingo, by Zeus Star. And by the looks of it, Ronnie, there's a lot of improvement to come.
Yeah, look, there's not much covering that lot. It was just a bob of the head that gets her, the favourite, head down right on the line from Screen Idol, who denies John Thompson winning this race 2 years in a row with a long shot this time. But, but she did a good job. She did the early work. She fought hard and just has enough in hand with a deceiving photo finish there. I thought the other filly may have got her head down, but a bit of a bunch finish, encouraging, a couple of encouraging runs there. I think Masvingo's an improver, as is she did, will be a better 3-year-old later on.
Well done, Adrian. You just had to hold your breath there in the last stride.
Yeah, certainly did. I wasn't sure she was going to get the bob in there, but yeah, she deserved that. She's a very sharp filly. Just got to teach her to relax a little bit, which no doubt she will going forward. Been so pleased with the way she's been doing everything for us at home. So, she'll go away for a nice break now, and next preparation I'm sure she'll come back a lot more mature mentally and physically.
She wasn't even there in the coat today.
No, she's been a little bit rough in that regard all preparation. She's been making good improvements, but there's still a lot to come. So I think that's a good indication of where she's at and the improvement to come. But I was just delighted that she was able to do it today, because she's obviously got so much natural speed and natural brilliance there.
And that's going to take her a long way.
Certainly will. Always sort of thought through the prep, she was sort of showing sort of comparisons between sort of a Lady of Camelot style of filly at the early stages. So she's done a great job today. She'll go back and probably have a similar campaign, and hopefully she can be just as effective.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Timmy. She looks a little bit professional at the moment.
Yeah, look, she's Rick's been doing with her, just like even in the trial the other day, sitting off one. She's been really good and relaxing really well. She's always been really fast, and it's just a matter of harnessing her a little bit, and she's been going really well, but just today she just come out just a bit gassy, and just had to go with her and work with her a little bit, and to her credit, she was really brave over the last bit.
Yeah, she looks like she's nowhere near wound up, but she's still not there yet in the coat.
No, that's right, and it's on the improve, but like a month ago, she had a coat 4 inches long, so she's getting there, and a really tough filly that they're going to have a lot of fun with.
We'll start with those colours.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it going.
Well done.
Thank you.
Here's Darren Flindell.
It's here in the Dulcify Stakes, without Peers being best back, the Triple Crown runner. And Attica now is the last to move in, has the white cap. Locked and loaded now, ready in the Dulcify Stakes, and they're off and racing. Next Gem was tardy out. Villa Castina wasn't much better. Ruination bounced well from the wide draw from Azarax, and now Cobra Club is responding to urgings and goes up to hold the pair out. Without Pierce, slicing through goes to fourth. Flying Orchid to touch Keeneland the blinkers. Villa Castina goes up the fence. Barbarossa's deeper out. Attica's the widest. Next Gen's going along the rails, and Federalist is last of a fairly bunched field. Only about 6 lengths first to last, and Josh Parr takes Cobra Club to the front by a length and a half. Ruination cleared, the rest going to second. A couple off to Azarax, travelling strongly on the outside of Villa Castina. Is posied up all right here, fourth on the rails. Then came Barbarossa. Further back to Flying Orchid, getting a close to heels from Next Gen. Without Peer was with them early, but it's back in the field and 3 wide. Further back then to Federalist, and in the white cap, Attica is the last one. Cobra Club at the 600, a half in front to Ruination. Azarax moves 3 wide. Barbarossa's 4 out. They're followed then by Villa Castina, tucked away on the inside of Flying Orchid. Without Peer, he's well back in the field, but stoked up by Schofield, getting right to the outside and starting to run into it. Cobra Club comes up the rise in front of Ruination, who travels up, and Ruination put paid to Cobra Club and raced 2 lengths clear from Attica. Forget about Without Peer, it's dropping out. Ruination in front. Attica's the big danger, and then Flying Orchid, but quickly Attica pounced on the outside, takes the lead away from Ruination, clear from Flying Orchid, and that's a big win to Attica. 2 lengths to Ruination. Camera third, Flying Orchid and Federalist, who hit the line hard on the outside. Good gap to Villa Castina. Without Peer was set a task. Further back to Next Gen. Then came Barbarossa from Azarax, and the leader Cobra Club got really tired and weakened out of it.
Well, he has grown wings in blinkers, Attica. Go and watch that replay. If you didn't have your eyes on him early, look where he came from. When Ruination cruised up, Ronnie, Attica was not sighted, but look at the finish on number 7, Attica, Adam Hieronymus and Joe Pride.
Yeah, wow. He was confident with the blinkers going on, and they certainly did the trick there. I thought he cruised up there. The second horse, Ruination, I thought he was going to race away. Maybe he got there a bit soon, but they wouldn't have withstood this challenge anyway. So big win. I don't know what Joe's going to do with him next. And a bit better from a Flying Orchid there, and good to see Federalist back on track for the longer races. Very strange run without Peer. He just did not want to be there for most of that race. It was a strange run.
Great win there, Ronnie, as you stated. The blinkers going on has definitely helped this horse out immensely. I couldn't believe the finish on him. Like you said, I thought Ruination may have got there a little bit early, but I think this horse was going to get him no matter when he got to the front. So terrific win, great ride there by Adam Hieronymus.
They've run 134.14 for the mile, 134.14 home in 35.55, 7, 6, 3 and 4. Well done, Joe. You were right about those blinkers.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Pedigree like that, out of a world-class mare like Savatiano. He's got a lot going for him to start with, but I've seen plenty of horses with those advantages that can't go on with it. He looks quality. He's won 2 out of 3 now. Threw one away down at Kembla, and in the grand scheme of things, that one at Kembla probably doesn't matter that much.
How confident were you in the run?
No, look, it hadn't gone to plan. I was hoping to be in a forward position, but I've got a fair bit of faith in his ability, and I know Adam does as well. So I just love the way he rounded them up and sort of made light work of it late. So
you weren't sure about going beyond a mile. What do you think after that?
Yeah, look, I mean, he looked like he'd run 2,000 metres, but speak to Adam about that and see what his thoughts are.
A listed win for Godolphin.
Yeah.
Big moment.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's hopefully the first of many to come, and an amazing addition to the ranks of my ownership group, and a real honour to train for them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Adam. He was super impressive today. The blinkers helped a lot.
Yeah, he was. It's always been a horse that showed a lot of ability, and the blinkers helped. Although in saying that, the race didn't pan out one bit that I thought I was going to, and it was a disaster, to be honest, and we just had to adapt really for the gate, and then no sooner did we adapt and have 3 wide with cover, this scrimmage, I don't know what was going on, but next thing you know, I've been pushed forward wide, no cover, so I had to come back again, follow a horse that didn't want to be following, and then we've had to go around the whole field with the horse still learning, and he was sort of off the bridle a bit on the turn, and we had one inside just trying to push us out before we straightened, and I had to really hold it in and keep him in a rhythm, but once we balanced up and top of the straight, he was always going to win. It was pretty impressive.
You're in career best form, I think. What do you put it down to? Hard work?
Yeah, hard work. I've got good people around me. Obviously, I'll probably give them, a lot of my miserable side, and they have to go through a lot. And but not only that, I've got a good man, Matty, who trains me. And we're training regularly and just keeping fit and trying to stay positive, and this is what happens.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
2 out, here's Darren Flindell.
Storm and Broncos in the grand final tomorrow. Political debate, the last to move in. 18 running, and we're set to go. Look at the big 6 as well in the off-hand racing, and Perfumist anticipated the start brilliantly and is going to lead. Straight Acer is away well. Whiteout is going forward there. With a good run, Imperialist is coming down the outside and poking right through, as well as Idle Flyer in the early part. So Idle Flyer's up running second, keeping Imperialist in a 3-wide position. Embred on the back of the speed from pocketing, and they're followed then by Straight Acer, is pretty wide out into the first turn, and Cosmic Vega as well. So there's a bit happening. Just dropping in behind them in the early stages is Glad You Think So. Time Quest is down there on the rails. Political debate on a wide path. They're followed further back by, in the red cap, Powers of Opal. Political debate, Polymnius cast pretty deep in the runner. Further back then to Ruby Flora in the black jacket down on the rails. Geriatrics as well back together with Emred as they race up towards the home turn. And Perfumist after the sharp start is a nice leader coming to the turn. It's Perfumist by 2 lengths or so. Pushing through on the inside is Emred giving chase now as they straighten up. Perfumist 2 in front. Then came Imperialist on the outside of Emred. Now Idle Flyer's about 5 lengths away, really being wound up. She's got a big job to do here. Perfumist is getting a real sniff of victory. Idle Flyer 3 lengths away, is running on, but she's running out of time. Perfumist still in front by 2, and Perfumist is going to lead all the way from Idle Flyer. Third Time Quest, followed by Churchill's Choice, Polymnia, and finishing off well, Real Class towards the end. They're followed by Emery, who got pretty tired from Imperialist. Then came Methuselah and well back, together with Firm Agreement. A break to Straight Acer. Then came Glad You Think So, Powers of Opal, pocketing Cosmic Vega, Ruby Flyer, and Political Debate.
She's well and truly back on track now, Perfumist. She was putting all those wins together last preparation. It earned her a trip to New Zealand for the Kiwi. And last start she showed she was back on track. Today she proved it, and Regan Bayliss has given nothing else a look in today over the mile.
Well, she was in the zone today. She travelled, she'd had the run at the mile, very fit horse, and she just issue beyond doubt the 200 where she sprinted quickly, and she was too good. So she was still good, Idle Flyer, just didn't show the turn of speed that she did last time, but it was hard to do when you've got a mare flying up front like that. The stablemate Time Quest has battled on pretty well there, making ground on the inside, and can't say much about the others. Churchill's Choice probably got a foot on the till for a race somewhere, but all honours the winner. Second horse beaten but not disgraced.
perfect, well-judged front-running ride there by Regan Bayliss. He's riding great at the moment. He's not getting a lot of opportunities. When he does get those good opportunities, he makes the most of them. But again, that was just a terrific front-running ride.
Well done, Luke Hilton, representing Bjorn Baker, 133.01. She was in one league today, the others were in another.
Yeah, we're confident that she was back after last run. Just tall around at the 1200. She was so sharp in her trials and probably just bluffed us a bit. And Bjorn went straight to the mile last start from 1200 and knew she was going to be strong at the mile again this week. And when the way the map set up, she was always going to get a nice lead in front. And she's back to her best today. Like, she did run not too far off Evaporating the Kiwi, and we always had Golden Eagle aspirations, but great to see her back in good form.
Okay, so one run in between, or is she going straight there?
Well, it was on the cards at the start of the prep, but they were in here until now. We might look at a race like the Angst and then see where we go to from there.
Well done.
Thanks, Greg.
Congratulations, Reed. Great front-running ride. Were you always confident in the run?
I was, and I was even confident before the race, Brendan. I loved her setup today. 2 runs at the 1200 and a run at the mile, and she just took complete control, got into the best rhythm, and she was able to run nice sectionals and get the rest behind her uncomfortable, and she was too good for today.
She looked like she had a great turn of foot from the top of the straight.
Yeah, absolutely. When I just slid in from the 550 and give her a slap down the shoulder, she really went through gears nicely, and it's a great win.
Well done.
Thank you.
We're ready now for the Darley Flight Stakes. Group 1 for the 3-year-old fillies. And they're just about ready to run. Racing now. Queen of Clubs was last out of the gates and Reflect began well. Apocalyptic jumped nicely but not contesting the lead within the laws there. Artistic Ventures there, and Apocalyptic just looking to slot in behind. On the outside of Karinska, and over on the inside is Lighthouse Lass. Further back then to Magenta Skies. On the outside of Queen of Clubs and Enviable, and Tupakara is back last of all. So Reflect hasn't crossed them here. Apocalyptic is right underneath it, so Reflect will just have to show some zip there, and now it does. And one of the outsiders of the field, Reflex, shows the way, and Berry's got the hot favourite up running second, Apocalyptic, followed by Artistic Venture, plonked in third on the inside within the law. Getting very close to heels is Lighthouse Lass over racing. Clear then from Karinska, then came Queen of Clubs, Magenta Skies, Enviable and Tupakara the last two. So Reflect leads at the 650 by 3/4 to the hot favourite, Apocalyptic, shooting for 3 out of 3 this preparation. Artistic Venture leaders back third within the law, very well positioned and just starting a run before the turn. Karinska's further back into the straight now and Reflect in front. Berry's waiting and waiting here in Apocalyptic within the law, 2 lengths away. Then came Artistic Venture and Karinska's running home well. He popped the question now to Apocalyptic and Berry said, let's go girl. Karinska and within the law doing the chasing. Apocalyptic 2 lengths clear from Karinska going to second. Apocalyptic's clear. Oh, she's a weapon of mass destruction. And Apocalyptic blew them away in the Flight Stakes, beating within the law, and Karinska a half head away third. A big gap back to Enviable, followed by Magenta Skies, then Lighthouse Lass, Artistic Venture, Queen of Clubs, no run on from either. Further back to Reflect, and Tupakara was always back towards the rear of the field.
There is no stopping Apocalyptic. The Furious, the T-Rose and the Flight. 3 legs of the Princess Series. She didn't run in the first. She just toys with them again. Tommy Berry and Michael Freedman. Apocalyptic stamps herself as the best filly here in Sydney. Beats Within the Law and Karinska. And then a gap away to fourth, a big gap away to fourth, which will be number 8, Enviable. 1, 4, 6 and 8 after the Flight.
Yeah, she's a good filly, isn't she? She has a dig, she tries hard and she gets better. She's getting better. So she's too good from there. Tommy took bad luck out of the equation. He squeezed up on top of the speed there. They had their chance, within the law, had her chance right on her back there, but she just pulls out plenty, and she is a dominant filly, and she proved that today. Far too good, and ran right up to price expectation.
And they didn't hand it to her neither, Ronnie. They made her work for it early in the race when Reflect and Adam Hieronymus. Tommy got up underneath Adam and really made Adam work to get across so he could get into the one-off position, Tommy outside lead. So they didn't hand it to her, but she just travelled. She travelled like a superstar outside lead, but her kick is just terrific. So she's a beautiful horse.
A milestone for Tommy Berry, his 40th career Group 1 victory, his second flight, and now he's with Kayla Nisbet.
Exactly right. I was hoping this would come up today, and Tommy, arguably one of your best days on a racecourse was this day a number of years ago now, but you bring up your 40th career Group 1 on a filly that's building a pretty handy resume.
Yeah, no, she's, I think we spoke about this morning when you stayed at my place last night, that I said she could be one of the better fillies I've ridden, and she stamped herself as that again today. She's just so versatile. You can put her anywhere in a race you like, and it looks like I'm on the pony more so than you. She's just so quiet and just wrapped for this syndicate, my racehorse. Ben and the whole team there that run it, they're incredible people. How they've gotten so many people into racing to love it is just beyond me, and it's a pleasure to be a part of and to do it for Michael. We've been a great team for a long time, at a great association, and we work so well together, and very good to have Sean and the kids here today too. So
very special. And on your association with Michael, you're starting to be a real force to be reckoned with, the pair of you. But geez, he's got a nice young team.
He does. He's a great trainer. He takes his time, and it's so often you can just speak so openly with him, and he'll tell you you're an idiot or you're wrong, or he'll agree with you, and you just move on. And whether I ride one bad, we move on pretty quickly, and it's a big secret to becoming a successful team. And he's got a great team behind him. All of his staff, his track record riders at home, Ben, Sophie, that are just behind Michael. They're all a great part of the team, and it's very easy to be a part of it. They're just so easy to deal with. So I'll see you later on at the Oak.
Give your poor little rascals a cheer along the feds too.
Cheers, will do. Thanks, Carl.
She gets better and better.
Yeah, wow. What a filly. I was just saying before, for a filly having her 4th lifetime start, and she's won 2 Group 2s and a Group 1. I'm sort of a bit lost for words at the moment.
Yeah, well, she's probably going to make you do that for the rest of her life, because it's not over yet, is it?
Hopefully not. As any trainer would attest, you spend a lot of time getting up early and trying to find good horses to train, and when these sort of ones come along, they certainly make it a lot easier to get out of bed of a morning.
How disappointed were you when you had to put her out as a 2-year-old?
Oh, very. Like I said, after she won the Furious, I thought she was our sort of number 1 seed for the Slipper, but I've got no doubt now whatsoever that it was a blessing to sort of be in a position where we had to stop, and I think just giving her that extra time and allowing her to sort of mature physically and mentally was a big plus.
That was a classic case of Tommy Berry riding her like she was the best horse in the race.
Yeah, well, we discussed before it. I said, look, I know we were 3 wide without cover the other day in the T-Rose, but I said it's a bit different over the mile. So I said, just at all costs, avoid being 3 wide. And I could see early in the race that's probably how it was going to be. So I could see him pushing forward to make sure that wasn't the case. And when she relaxed and came back off that leader and was just going in a nice rhythm, I thought, OK, well, if you're as good as I think you are, it should be a good watch.
Are you going to press on with her? Do you need to press on with her?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure at the moment. I think we just get her home, see how she pulls up. Obviously, the 1,000 guineas in Melbourne is a possibility. The Empire Rose at Flemington on Derby Day is another possibility, or going to the paddock. She's done such an amazing job in a short space of time. I'd just like to spend a few days with her and see how she comes through it, and then work it from there.
When she's older, will she get further than a mile?
Look, with this stallion, I mean, he's side a Melbourne Cup winner, so who knows? She's out of Medagliadoro mare. I don't know. It'd be hard to say. She could. Whether she'd need to or whether you want to is another thing. But I think she's so versatile. who knows? Maybe something over a bit further later on.
Good day at the office.
Oh, it's been great.
He needs a quick getaway today, and the other quick horse is Marzu going up to his outside. Here's Jimmy. They're set for the premiere. Here's Darren Flindell.
In, light on, ready to run in the premiere. Stand by. And they're off and racing. Private Harry's jumped out with them. Marzu might be a bit sharper, but Private Harry starting to muster, joining it. Briassa's right there, is going to settle third. Then came Anna Merck. Tiger Shark being restrained on the outside of Jetabil. And Jimmy Star from the outside is last and about 8 lengths off the lead. Marzu presses on, but Private Harry a lot closer in the run. Marzu a length in front of Private Harry. 3 off 2, Briassa. Then came Iona Merck. Tiger Shark improving. In advance of Jetabil. Jimmy Star's 10 off the lead inside the 600 metres. So Marzu's running here in the hands of Jason Collett. The chaser is Private Harry. 3 lengths away to Brias as they straighten. Jimmy Star is still last into the straight. Marzu being joined now by Private Harry, who sidles up on the outside. Clark said go, and Private Harry hits the lead from Marzu. Brias is 2 lengths away, closing in. Jimmy Star, it's not all over yet, he's coming, but Briasa moved up, takes the lead at the 100. Jimmy Star's running into second. Briasa in front, those got the margin, and Briasa cherry ripe for the Everest, and Briasa fended off Jimmy Star to win it. Marzu a distant third, then Jetabil. Private Harry weakened out, followed by Iona Merck, and Tiger Shark was last to finish.
1:7.98. 1:7.98. Centre Anna Lane's race record 1:07.45. The track record, yes, 1:07.32. They've run home in 33.52. Here's Tyler Schiller with Kayla Nisbet.
Well, Tyler, it always looked a perfect setup for him, but he went to script.
Yeah, it all went to script for him, and he quickened up. Geez, he put him away very comfortably, those first 2 today. I thought he ran really well first up, just peaked on his run a bit, and today we saw him that little bit tighter and fitter, and he's definitely on track.
And he's a horse you've obviously had an awful lot to do with, but how has he come up this preparation in comparison to other preparations?
I think he just keeps learning that little bit more. He's come back a lot more relaxed than last prep, and although he won his Group 1 last prep, he's still got improvement. He's still a big baby. The way he quickened up today, he got to the front, and I felt him just hesitate for a bit, and then when I asked him that last bit to extend again, he's put him away. But I still think there's more improvement, which is scary. I think third up's he's go, and even in the coming years, he might just keep improving into his 5- and 6-year-old season.
Must be excited for 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait.
Good on you, Tyler.
Michael, what a joy it is to see this horse developing into what he is.
It's amazing, Greg. It's a feeling that you can't really describe. He's just got so much raw talent. He doesn't know how good he really is. The time's electrifying. Everyone goes on times. We're not so much times that I know everyone does, but for the believers, there you go. That's the kind of position you want to see, the bum. So he's amazing.
And he's able to take up a position. And as Tyler said, his turn of foot that he's showing.
To give Tyler credit, he got him in a beautiful rhythm. He just flowed, and he's actually a joy to watch. It's just, as I said, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's the lengthening of stride. He can be up, back, in and out, and that's what a barrier does. But the part I loved the most was when he stalked and he just kept him in a rhythm, and Tyler and I had discussions just before he got on the horse, and I said, look, just please get him in a rhythm, get to the top of the rise and let him get down, and then let him explode if the race pans out that way. It did. He's electrifying. He's run stupid time, but you know what? It's up there with him, and bring it on.
Yeah. You're excited about 2 weeks, aren't you? No matter who's there.
I've always been excited. It's not a one-horse race. It never has been. We've been lucky enough to have another grey horse. We've travelled, and I know how hard it can be. So for Ka-Ying Rising, everything needs to go right. He's in our backyard now, and it's great for the sport. It's a legendary race that's shaping into something special, but there's horses in there that can win this, and this is one of them.
How important has it been for Briasa to have his slot locked away so you can concentrate?
It's amazing. It's so much difference where first up he wasn't fit, as I said to the Johnsons, he was ready to win, but he's not fit enough to win. There's a big difference where, yes, he's trying, and he got beat by Jolie Starr, who is a superstar in her own right, but the reality was he blew out the last 100, 150. So probably made her run look better, and that's taking nothing from her, but having that slot second up today, he's improved out of sight, and he's going to be unbelievable third up. We're always looking to have third up, whereas if you don't have the slot, you need to be right first up, because unfortunately this day and age, people want winners and there's losers, and they want winners to be in the spots, whereas when you have a slot like this, when I spoke to Neil Werrett, Max, Steve, Colin, we said to them, it's the right horse, please. And they're stable clients, they listen, it just makes our job so much easier, and I'm sure they're pretty bloody tickled pink right now.
When it comes to barrier draws, is it important for this horse?
It's important for every horse, and barriers win races, and it's about momentum. It's about rhythm, momentum, and everyone knows how mad an Everest can be, and when you're running times like this horse has just run, and Kaying Rising's running times in Hong Kong, it's a good position to be in, where you need to draw a good barrier to have that, I suppose, relief, whereas when you draw out wide, you've got to make your own luck, whereas when you draw a barrier, it can happen for you. So today it happened for us. It was a small field, only 7 in it. I was never worried about any other horse bar Jimmy Starr. He's run enormous. He's run second, but our bloke's on song.
Good luck for the next 2 weeks.
Thank you.
To her magnificent career. There's the light, and we're ready to go. The Tab Epsom of 2025 racing now, and Autumn Glow began nicely from the wide draw. There's plenty of pace there. El Costello's very handy. Peer going forward together with Pericles. Not too far from the action then was Verona Rose, just easing back as Fully Lit is pushing through now, looking for the lead. So it's Fully Lit just in front, coming across Autumn Glow, and Peer getting keen between them in third. El Castillo fourth on the rails, then came Pericles, Death of Character, Verona Rose. Chaya Wolf settles back in the field from Yellow Brooks, with Falcon down on the fence from NCAP, and Lord Penman is the last one. Fully Lit leads as expected, and Karen McAvoy's got across on the hot favourite Autumn Glow. She's up running a beautiful second early, followed by El Costello. Half the outside to Pier. Depth of Characters pulling hard, moving up 3 wide now, followed by Verona Rose. Pericles in the middle of the pack. Yellow Brick the outside. Swift Falcon poking through on the rails. Then came Chaya Wolf from NCAP, and Lord Penman's last about 8 off the front runner, which is Fully Lit at the 600 metres. McAvoy's nudging away at the mare Autumn Glow. Pear's pulling out, followed by El Costello. So Fully Lit's giving them something to chase. Autumn Glow 2 lengths away, given a real wind-up. Then El Costello, Peer, and Pericles working into the clear. Fully Lit at the 300, a narrow leader. Autumn Glow responding to pressure, and the mare hits the lead with Pericles into the clear. Autumn Glow gets a length and a half clear, and Autumn Glow remains unbeaten. She was born a winner. She's the real deal. Autumn Glow goes on to win her 7th race from as many starts, beating Fully Lit and Pericles. Swift Falcon rattling home again. Further back to Peer, Verona Rose, Lord Penman late from El Costello, then Yellow Brick. Further back to NCAP, Depth of Character keen in the run, Chaya Wolf towards the rear.
All hail the new Queen. 7 out of 7. 10 years since Winks won the Epsom. Another out of the Wallace stable. He's on a streak. This one has never been beaten. At a 7th start, she wins the Group 1 over the mile, a handicap. Karen McAvoy riding her like the best horse in the race, and she was. She clearly was. We wait for the time on a track that's very fast today. Fully Lit Brave in second. Pericles in third, and that's Swift Falcon back and forth.
Yeah, it looked, actually, we can't wait to analyse the time. It looked an absolute gift. It's the 2 on-pace runners. McAvoy did the right thing. Fully Lit didn't go out as hard as we thought he would, and he's actually had the hide to fight back and run second there. That tells you how steady they've gone in that race. They've probably rushed home. Pericles great. Swift Falcon probably really good from the back when we pull it all apart. But as it turned out, best horse for sure.
She obviously had a few negatives she had to overcome, but she just keeps rising to the challenge.
She did, Kelly. Yeah, it was a good effort by her. She had to offset that gate, and she was out like a fart in a bottle. She was quickly out the gates, and I thought, well, I'm going forward. And, we just had to work along the back to get across, and then she come back under me. I was pretty happy from the 1,000 onwards, and I was a little bit worried around the corner, just at the 600. She sort of fully lit straight off, and steady go. She just sort of come off the bridle a little bit quicker than what I thought, but to her credit, she got on her fresh leg turning in and straightened up, and then was away. So full credit to the Waller team, and I appreciate the support by them to get the opportunity. Obviously, J-Mac had to go to Melbourne, but it's nice to win these big races in well-known colours, and for a big team, it's just exciting to be winning a major on a big day.
Yeah, for sure. And you've obviously had a couple of race day sits on her now, and she is only so early in her career, which is what's so exciting. But does she give you any indication of what her pet trip might be?
Yeah, it's a good question. We still don't know. I'd nearly say that she's a sprinter miler, so it'll be interesting to see how far she gets out in trip. She's just got that brilliance, So Chris might try it later on, but the trouble with that is you're a chance to lose your street, your picket fence. So it's a nice problem to have.
For sure. Can you be the third jockey in 30 years to make it an Epsom Metrop double?
Well, I've got a nice chance. Birdman's a gentleman to ride. He's versatile. We just probably have to go back a bit from that gate there today, but he's in good form. Rode him Tuesday, and he's a chance in an open race.
Well done. Main one's out of the way anyway. Good on you, Karen.
Chris Waller, congratulations. You've got another wonderful girl in your life.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, you made me choke up. I was good as gold with the other channel, but no, it means a lot to us. Obviously, she's a very talented horse, but it's all about Group 1 racing and my eyes and for future generations. So it was so important to get that box ticked. That was the biggest relief, and I think the next run will be fine. I'm not worried about the winning record. That's it's impossible almost to keep it intact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let her be a horse, and we're so lucky to be here in Sydney with so many options, and I'm just honoured to be training horses like her.
What were you thinking when the sprint went on and she looked like she was under pressure?
I was concerned, obviously, as you are with any horse, but just they've got to be special to be able to do it the first half and do it at the second half, and when the pressure goes on, because she had her share of weight, and for a non-Group 1 winner, 54.5, that's not easy. So she's done an amazing job.
I think J-Mac said of her in the past that she doesn't feel like there's any bottom to her.
No, I'm not going to get too caught up in that just yet, but there will be, but we won't test the boundaries too much.
What are you going to test her in now? Have you got your thoughts about other races beyond today?
We just don't want to over-race her. She's what I call a 4-year-old filly, as I say, week in, week out, and we won't over-race her. I'll speak to Mr. Massara and his team and the Hermitage up in Hong Kong and see what they all want to do, but probably one more run.
Does the Golden Eagle remain an option?
It's at our back door.
Yeah. Just a final word on what you think she is right at this very moment, Autumn Glow.
No idea. She's a very professional horse. She's doing amazing things, and she's just got to keep lifting that bar.
Well done.
Thanks.
It's a pretty short run to the first corner here, and inside draw is preferable in the Metropolitan. There's the light. Stand by. Gates are back now, and they're off and racing. Travolta jumped well from barrier 1. Glory Days is right there. Arthur Baskin's in the firing line as well. Now, wide out of Arapaho being sent forward. Don Diego de Vega and piggyback. Sun and Sand is very, very wide early. So Travolta parks in behind the speed runners, changing of the guard as well. Soul of Spain's pretty wide, turning out of the straight. Etna Rosso's pushing through on the inside of Flying Bandit. Further back to Royal Supremacy down on the rail. Son of Sons and a 3-wide position on the outside of Vauban. Duakibo has to go back today, sitting on the outside of Wycliffe. Birdman second last, and Moorfelon sees them all. Sun and Sand taken to the front now by Banana Costume with a lightweight, but did a bit of work to get there. Out by a length and a half to Piggyback. Athabaskan well positioned. And Arapaho up running a very handy fourth. Length and a half to Travolta on the inside of Glory Days, and Don Diego de Vega deeper out. They're followed then by Changing of the Guard. Back on the inside, Etna Rosso there in the blue cap. Soul of Spain, the favourite, in the white cap, the outside. Further back to Vauban, Son of Suns in a wide position. On the outside of Flying Bandit. Back in the field is Duakibo together with Wycliffe. Now Vauban's back to third last, Bourbon behind. And Moorfelon sees them all. They're inside the halfway mark in the Metropolitan. And Glory Day shoots to a clear-cut lead now. Out by a length and a half to Sun and Sand. Piggyback now third. They're followed by Athabaskan. Arapaho fifth, the outside. Followed then by Travolta, well positioned on the inside of Don Diego de Vega. Soul of Spain out wider, starting a run and really creeping into it quickly. Flying Bandit trying to get onto his back. Etna Rosso further back. Then came Vauban, giving away a big start from Wycliffe as they race up to the home turn. Glory Days being eyeballed now by Piggyback, and Soul of Spain moves up on the outside. Royal Supremacy of the white cap into the clear. Back on the inside, Athabaskan from Sun and Sand. They stretch right across the track at the 300 metres. Soul of Spain, the favourite, hits the lead. Royal Supremacy is going after it on the outside, clear from Piggyback. Duakibo, Vauban's in a bad pocket. Royal Supremacy moved up to Soul of Spain. Royal Supremacy hits the front. Royal Supremacy draws away to win the Metropolitan from Soul of Spain. Duakibo ran third. Then Moorfelon's Vauban a bit stiff, followed by Travolta. Further back to Birdman, Piggyback, then Wycliffe. Next in Flying Bandit, followed by Etna Rosso, Glory Days. Further back then to Don Diego de Vega, Athabaskan. Arapaho dropped out from Son of Sun and Sand. And something may have gone amiss here with Changing of the Guard. It's finished tailed off.
Royal Supremacy turns the tables on Soul of Spain, and Duakibo on the backup has run third. 13, 9 and 18. We're waiting for fourth and waiting for a time to go up. So Royal Supremacy, Kieran Maher, gives him his first Metropolitan. And here he is, the Irishman, Robbie Dolan with Kayla.
So this pony's proving difficult. Well, Robbie, another Group 1 to your resume. After a couple of weeks, which you've had a bit of bad news with your Melbourne Cup winner, but geez, you must like these handicaps.
Racing's a funny game, isn't it? Yeah, it's a real shame at Knight's Choice, you know. That little horse changed all our lives forever, and his welfare is number one. And things happen for a reason. Anyway, back to this little horse. Probably the strongest horse I've ever ridden. My God, I was bolting at one stage. I'd say he's a pretty talented horse because he over-raced the most, pretty much most of the race, and ran away from them. So,
easy just to try it too, isn't it?
Oh, buddy, whoa! If he learns to relax, he'd be a serious weight for age horse.
Well done, Robbie. We'll let you go.
Thank you.
All right, Kieran. Well done. You've turned the tables on the Newcastle Cup victor.
Yeah, I was pretty confident that day, so I left Newcastle with my tail between my legs. But that was this is much better. So yeah, it's a bit of sweet, but great steer by Robbie, and I can't thank our team enough, Australian Bloodstock, all the other owners. Fantastic.
So he has been a work in progress, this horse, has he? He's starting to really fulfil his potential?
Yeah, he is. He just gets better with each run. He sort of used to do was a little bit aggressive in his races, but with each race he's starting to relax a little bit better, and that's what I said to Robbie. It was just about getting the first half right, and hopefully the second half will take care of itself. But I'm just thrilled.
What do you got planned?
He'd probably go towards the Melbourne Cup, I'd imagine.
Right, 2 mile.
Yeah, he did 1.5 miles quite well, so we'll see if he can do 2.
Well done.
Cheers.
Here at Royal Randwick.
Ray Cloudland moving up to the wide draw. to draw the curtain on Tab Epsom Day here at Randwick. There's the light. Stand by. 15 running. Disneck, the post-time favourite. Gates are back now. They're off and racing. Boston Rocks jump well. Cloudland at okay. Fire Stars pushing through. So Raikkonen looking for a spot outside the leaders. Shangri-La Spring will park just behind them in the orange. Beauty Charge next from Le Vampire. Disneck's out pretty wide on the track from What He Goes. Then came Zuna getting close to heels. Get a Fix is well back in the field. So's Kerguelen along with Cosmanova. Green Shadows. And World Alliance is the last one. Firestar holds the front and Raikkonen got to second. Cloudland the outside third. Then Shangri-La Spring. Beauty Charge. Boston Rocks wider out. 2 further back to What He Goes. Le Vampire is yielding ground from Zuna. And Disneck is 3 wide turning for home. It's Firestar in front by a length to Raikkonen. Revved up now giving chase. Then Shangri-La Spring. Boston Rocks running on. Beauty Charge in tight room. Cloudland trying to hold it in a pocket. 200 to go. Firestar a narrow leader. Bursting through as Beauty Charge. Cloudland, and here he comes. Disneck right down the outside. Going to Beauty Charge and Disneck. Swooped like a magpie and knocked off Beauty Charge. Boston Rocks third. Kerguelen flashing home with Shangri-La Spring. Then came World Alliance. What He Goes. Cloudland getting a bit tight for room. Further back, Raikkonen found wanting from Zuna. Green Shadows. Cosmanova. Get a Fix always well back and Le Vampire.
When he gets a little bit of luck. First of all, I thought he'd drawn a little bit tricky, but the more I looked at the map, all he needed to do is find a bum. Found a bum, got a little bit of cover, but just love the confidence in Nash at the moment, the way that he's riding terrific.
And what a great Kosciuszko trial by Boston Rocks. He'll be ready to peak in a fortnight in the Kosciuszko. 5 the winner, 5 first, Disneck, Nash Wheeler and Bjorn Baker. 6 has run second. Beauty Charge, first up from Hong Kong today. Ash Morgan and Matthew Smith. 12 has run third. Boston Rocks, Tommy Berry and Matt Dale. 3's run fourth. 3 has run fourth. Cloudland. And then it was Kerguelen. And then it was World Alliance. Okay. Here's Luke Hilton with Disneck. We know he can do that. Gets to the outside. He's got that sprint in him.
Yeah, he's a funny horse. He probably had the perfect run last start, but he was just inside horses and his ears pricked and probably didn't hit the line like he can. And Bjorn was adamant he needed to get to the outside today, and he's probably a better horseman. He does draw a bit tricky because he can get to the outside, and he showed a lethal turn a foot late.
All right, well, a bit to watch in that race with a number of runs, but we know what Disneck did. What are you going to do with him?
We've probably got to look at the Sydney Stakes with him now. It was always a plan to try and get him there, and now he's won that race. Hopefully probably get enough rating points and 2 million reasons to go there.
Now, Overpass will trial in the big trial here on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Ka Ying Rising in the trial, but he's going well. Overpass, couldn't be happier with him. That'll be his last trial and then ready for the Everest.
I'll tell you what, Overpass becomes a big topic of discussion in the Everest now too, with Ka Ying Rising being a speed horse and Overpass liking to be up on the speed as well.
Yeah, that's right. He's you can't change much with him. He likes it tough, and he goes very well fresh, and look, you can't change anything with him. He'll roll forward, and well, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, good luck with him. Well done.
Thanks, Greg.